Are pinball machines fun, or are they a relic of the past? Your Pinball Wizard thoughts shared now, with more bar talk, live on the Brew.
Joel, are you a pinball wizard?
I'm not a pinball wizard. I'm okay at pinball, but it's pretty much just a regular fun game. I gotta say yes, they're still fun though. To answer the main question, they are still fun. They're like the staple of every arcade, but they're not. They're never like the most fun thing in the arcade. You can't have an arcade without pinball.
No, Miss Pac-Man's the most fun thing in an arcade, number one, if we're going to get serious. Skee-ball's good too. But I love pinball machines. I love the newer ones, love the older ones. Here in Asbury Park, there's an old school like pinball arcade where you go and you pay like $20, you play non-stop for like 3 hours. I know there's a Pinball Hall of Fame out there too in Vegas, which I do want to put on my list when we get out there. But yeah, I like them. Across the street here, we got an adult arcade which serves alcohol, and you can get a beer and you can go play the pinball machines. The newer ones, the older ones, the big mix. I think they're all fun because each one has their own unique different element, whether they're new with the video screens or they're old school where they're all just pretty much pieces of wood that you kind of click around.
Yeah, it's great to see. They're like another example of something you can use as like, hey, look what's changed over time. You can look back in time a little bit with some of the older school pinball machines.
Yeah, by the way, our barcade over here, it's got a Star Trek: The Next Generation pinball machine, which is definitely my favorite. That's a good time. You know, hey, you hit the ball in the right place, and Patrick Stewart comes out and has a conversation with you. It's great.
Yeah, I think there's some pictures of me and Joe at that exact pinball machine, and Joe going crazy for Star Trek.
I would sit there and just keep feeding tokens and do it too. Like, I don't care. I like the ones that take quarters, by the way, not just tokens. Tokens, you gotta like use them all up when you're there, but quarters, at least you can, get a pile of quarters and save them in your change. You're out and about, use it. So, hey, if you're gonna have a pinball arcade, let's use quarters, not tokens. There's my fun tip. But that's just a money maker for them, I know. But Joe, our guests have a whole bunch of great ideas for this, so are pinball machines still fun? And you had to say, Bronx Homers 46 says absolutely. Vamos Yankee says F yeah. Michael says pinball is the best. And Starman says yes, and some are quite flashy. Well, that follows up to what you'd said, Joel. Like, basically, they have kept up with technology. Like the Star Trek one here, it's got fancy, like, LED lights. Like, if you're epileptic, you don't want to play it because it's got screens and things flashing. But then next to it in the corner is another old school one. It's like, hello, 1965. I mean, but they all have their charm.
They do. And another thing, here's another thing to add on to this. Like, everything that's a big brand of anything has a pinball version. Everything, even bands, like shows, bands, not just Joe's favorite Star Trek, movies, everything has pinball machines branded.
That's a very good point, because here there's a Kiss one, for example. There's a Simpsons one. I remember growing up as a kid, the bar back home had a Smurfs one. Yes, there was a Smurfs pinball machine in the bar back home. So yeah, the branding is absolutely great. You're right. And I also feel like, pinball machines have evolved like slot machines have, where they start off very simple, all mechanical, and now they're all flashy and screens too. So yeah, you definitely want to follow the evolution of technology. Jump on a pinball machine. Good point.
Who knew simplicity would go so far?
Yeah, exactly. And Rock Guitar's got the final comment. He says, any physical pinball machine blows away video pinball and video games as well. Those are for pinheads. Remember Mata Hari? Pete Townsend rocks on. Okay, well, I don't think we're talking about the virtual game here. Like, there was that NES game, Marble Madness. Used to play the hell out of that when I was a kid, too. We're not talking that actual physical pinball machines, though. Virtual could be fun, too, but nah, we want the old school machines that require money.
Old school machines, by the time we're old, are going to be like on your cell phone. That's going to be old school pinball.
Oh, you're right. Because there's even like Atari games now I can download and play on my phone on the subway. That's a good point.
Yeah, it's already there.
Well, we got the craziest answer to our poll this time, so we asked you on social media, are pinball machines still fun to play or stuck in time? 93% of you said they're absolutely still fun to play. Only 7%, so one person clicked stuck in time. We have never had a poll with a 93% landslide before, so if you were gambling or wagering on our poll here in Vegas, if you took the odds, you definitely should have taken the over on still fun to play, because you had to cash in a winner. That's huge, seeing the blue bar like almost all the way across the screen.
Hey, it's unanimous. People love pinball. It's tried and true.
Well, clearly they do, because that Pinball Hall of Fame there on Las Vegas Boulevard is a massive hit. In fact, they're trying to build other attractions around that now. And the thing like here, this old school arcade, if you serve alcohol and put like 40-year-olds in there now and 30-year-olds and let them play video games, like there's definitely a market for that.
Yep, and Joe and I are going to have to make sure we go in there and make a show when he comes down here in October.
Yeah, I do want to do that. Every time we get out there, though, we start drinking and don't get around to it. But all right. But one thing you want to make sure you get around to is clicking that like, subscribe button for all the fun here on the Big Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel for big shows, including lots of fun and games waiting for you each and every week. And one thing we can say, Joel, this big episode of the Brew, well, we definitely know how to handle our balls.
Definitely. Very important.
It's a very good life skill. All right, Jersey Joe, Ian, and Hussein, thanks for watching. Good luck if you're playing your pinball out there, and we'll see you next time, I hope.
More fun now on the Jersey Joe 50 YouTube channel as we give away more Amazon gift cards, playing What Is It Really and Spin to Win.